Hi everybody. Okay, this is my last video for tonight, and it's about a film I watched twice now. It was on IFC, and then today it was on Sundance TV. So I watched it for the second time, and I really paid attention to all the actors and everything that happened. Okay, well, for categorization purposes, it could be in romantic comedy and or drama and or political somewhat. Of course, this isn't based on a real president, and if it is, then they change the name. Okay, it stars Michael Douglas and Annette Bening, but I'd say that this is an all-star cast because the supporting are Michael J. Fox, Richard Dreyfuss, and Anne Haney, along with others. Okay. To give you some context, this movie was made in 1995. I think it was done before Mr. Holland's Opus, which Richard Dreyfuss was also in, which is also a wonderful film, but I'll do a review on that someday. Okay. So, he plays Andy Shepard, and he likes the secretary for the other side, a lobbyist, and I guess they're not supposed to get together, but you know how that works. Okay, so he has all these people, advisors, telling him, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a good idea, not sure you should do it. But he's like, I like her. And his best friend is played by Martin Sheen. And he's also his main advisor, right? So he says several times in the movie, Andy says to AJ, stop being my first advisor, be my friend. And I was actually watching it with my dad today, and I said, you could boil this movie down to just a boy and a girl trying to ask the other one on a date. But it is kind of funny because at first, okay, I'm going to break down the whole movie as much as I can. So there are going to be spoilers in this video, so be warned. Okay. So they meet each other and he likes her. So he asks his best friend, what should I do? And he says you should call her. So he actually calls her at home and says, I'm the president. And she doesn't believe him. She hangs up on him. So, so he says, so he waits like a couple minutes and says, okay, well, when you call this number, ask for the president, and they'll put you in. Like they'll get you in touch with me. So she does, and of course it's him. So then Annette Bening has egg on her face, and it goes on from there. Okay. Then he asked her to a charity thing, and before they can meet, they have to go through the receiving line. The best way to describe this is like it's like a debutante ball where they say, "And introducing so and so, parents, so and so and so and so," like that. Um, okay, escorted. First, they say the person's name, the girl's name. Then they say escorted by the guy, and then they say parents of, so and so. So, okay. So they have a good time, and they have a good time. So then he wants to send her flowers. this is a funny moment, and there are a bunch of funny moments throughout the whole film. But the first funny moment is he just wants to send her flowers. And of course, he could go through the channels and have somebody send her flowers and yada yada yada. But he wants to do it by himself. So he says, just give me the number of a florist and I'll take care of it. Well, okay. She's from Virginia, so he wants to give her the state flower of Virginia, which is a dogwood. First, somebody says it's just a tree. Then he has to say, no, it's a flower too. And the person who's at the flower shop hangs up on him. So he can't do it. So he ends up sending her a ham, a Virginia ham. Okay. And you know, let's forget the fact that he has a rose garden. But anyway, that'll come and play later. Okay. So, and then they go on other dates and stuff, and they go, he has a meatloaf night with his daughter because he has a 12-year-old daughter, because he's a widower. Okay. So then, you know, they continue dating. But the guy, Lewis, played by Michael J. Fox, you know, Family Ties, he always wants to know what he's up to. Always, you know. And so he's kind of funny, but he sometimes gets on my nerves. But okay, so getting to the good parts of the movie. She wants to, well, first of all, because she's an unknown person, they don't know who she is, or he's not disclosing it. She has to go through a bunch of stuff because everybody wants to know who she is. And once they find out who she is, they just trash her a lot. And he doesn't send a response. So she's kind of upset about that. And that's not why they initially break up, but they do quit talking for a little bit because all she wants is support from him because she thinks of him as her boyfriend, you know, not the president. And she's just saying, could you support me? And he's not willing to do that. And so, but then there's this bill that she wants to be put on to be made into a thing. And he finally supports her. But the last scene, one of the last scenes is she says, I didn't want to get back with you because you proposed my bill. And he says, I didn't propose the bill so that you'd get back with me. So they know that they want to be together because they want to be together. No ulterior motive, you know. So it's good. But there are a lot of moments. There's this one moment where, okay, so I told you about the florist hanging up on him. Okay, well, when he goes into the store, like personally goes in the store, she recognizes him and falls down, faints. And he says the greatest one-liner after that. He says, yeah, same girl, she recognized me. And then there's a cutting thing where his best friend is just trying to be against him, and he says, well, how is it in the cheap seats? And why is it that you're always behind me and not in front of me? You know? And so that was kind of hurtful, but well placed. But I hope I didn't ruin too much of it. But if you have time, it's a really good movie and a really good watch. Anybody can watch it. You can watch it with your kids. It's not like that. So it's family friendly, very funny, somewhat dramatic, but not too much. So yeah, it's a good watch. Only I have to warn you, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. But if I can get through it, that means it's a good movie because usually my tolerance is around 2 to 3 hours depending on the content. So, and the 2 hours and 45 minutes went by really fast. So yeah, it's a good watch. You can definitely have popcorn with it. Although I caution you, if you're gonna have drinks, you might want to time out when you have your drink because you might laugh too much and suffer the consequences. But all right, bye guys.